Professional record, 39 victories, including 29 knockouts with 1 draw. From Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Saul Canelo
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has made their way to the ring. Here is the undefeated 4-division world champion. First, here is tonight's challenger and boxing's pride of Japan, the sensational, undefeated. Here is boxing superstar and pound-for-pound great, the acclaimed 4-division world champion, 3-division champion of the world, Naoya, the Monster Inoue.
What happens when boxing's most powerful superstar collides with one of the most dangerous pound-for-pound fighters in the world? On one side stands Canelo Alvarez, a fighter known for devastating power, elite defense, and championship dominance across multiple divisions. On the other side is Naoya Inoue, the Japanese sensation called the Monster, a fighter feared for his speed, accuracy, and brutal knockout ability. It's the classic boxing fantasy: power versus precision, strength versus speed. Fans around the world constantly debate what would happen if these two champions somehow shared the same ring. Would Canelo's experience overpower Inoue, or could the Monster shock the world? In modern boxing, few names command as much respect as Canelo Alvarez and Naoya Inoue. Canelo built his legacy by defeating elite champions and becoming one of the most dominant figures in the sport, known for his patience, ring IQ, and crushing body shots. Meanwhile, Inoue has destroyed opponents with explosive speed and frightening knockout power, rising quickly through multiple divisions while capturing world titles. Although they compete in completely different weight classes, fans often imagine this dream matchup because both fighters represent the very best of boxing today. It would be a clash between calculated power and relentless precision. What happens when unstoppable power meets flawless precision? On one side, you have Canelo Alvarez, a master of timing, defense, and devastating body shots. On the other, Naoya Inoue, the Monster, a fighter whose speed and surgical accuracy have destroyed champions across divisions. This isn't just a fantasy fight. It's a clash of two completely different boxing philosophies: strength versus speed, experience versus explosiveness. The question isn't just who would win, it's whether skill can overcome size, or if raw power would prove too much. If these two ever shared a ring, boxing history could change forever. Canelo Alvarez has built his legacy by conquering elite fighters with patience, ring IQ, and brutal counterpunching. He thrives under pressure and adapts round by round, breaking opponents down mentally and physically. Meanwhile, Naoya Inoue has become one of the most feared fighters in the world, combining lightning-fast combinations with knockout power that shocks even bigger opponents. Inoue doesn't just win, he dominates. But a matchup between these two raises serious questions about weight, durability, and strategy. Would Canelo's size and experience control the pace, or could Inoue's speed and precision create the ultimate upset? The sport wouldn't just get a fight, it would get a moment that changes history. Inoue thrives on timing and angles. His footwork allows him to create openings that most fighters don't even see. Canelo, however, is a master of patience. He studies, he adapts, and once he downloads the data, he punishes mistakes with brutal efficiency. If this fight happens at super middleweight, the size difference alone could be dramatic. Canelo walks around naturally, bigger and stronger. Inoue would be taking a massive gamble, moving up several weight classes. The question is, does greatness require risk? But don't underestimate Inoue's power. He isn't just fast, he hits with frightening accuracy. His left hook to the body is devastating. His straight right hand lands like lightning, and when he smells weakness, he finishes fights without hesitation. Canelo's experience against elite competition might be the deciding factor. He has faced legends, champions, undefeated fighters, and survived it all. He knows how to slow the pace, he knows how to control distance, and most importantly, he knows how to break down opponents mentally. The crowd atmosphere would be electric. Imagine Las Vegas, imagine Tokyo, two nations watching, two fan bases believing their hero is unstoppable. The buildup alone would shatter pay-per-view records and dominate headlines worldwide. So how does this fight actually play out? Does Inoue shock the world with speed and precision? Or does Canelo remind everyone why he rules the higher weight classes? Round by round breakdown coming next. The opening bell rings and immediately the speed difference is visible. Inoue circles sharply, bouncing on his toes, firing quick jabs to test distance. Canelo stays calm, hands high, barely wasting movement. He's not chasing, he's calculating. Inoue lands the cleaner shots early, but Canelo's body shots in the final seconds of round 2 remind everyone that one punch upstairs or downstairs can change everything. By round 3, Canelo begins cutting off the ring. Instead of following Inoue, he steps laterally, forcing him toward the ropes. Inoue still scores with fast combinations, a sharp 1-2, a left hook that snaps the head back, but every exchange costs him. Canelo digs brutal hooks to the ribs. You can almost hear the thud through the arena. Round 5 becomes the turning point. Inoue tries to step inside and land a quick flurry, but Canelo counters with a perfectly timed right hand. The crowd erupts. It doesn't drop Inoue, but it earns respect. For the first time, Inoue hesitates before jumping in. That hesitation changes the rhythm of the fight. Now it's high-level boxing. Inoue uses angles brilliantly, pivoting out before Canelo can set his feet. But Canelo's pressure is relentless. Every round, he invests in the body. Inoue's speed is still there, but it's slightly less explosive. The size difference starts to show in the clinches. Round 8 brings drama. Inoue lands a lightning-fast counter that briefly stuns Canelo. The Mexican superstar backs up for a split second, something we rarely see. The arena explodes. For a moment, it feels like the impossible could happen, but Canelo regains composure and answers with a crushing hook to the liver that visibly slows Inoue down. This is where experience matters. Canelo increases the pressure, walking Inoue down with calculated aggression. Inoue still throws combinations, but they lack the snap from earlier rounds. Canelo's punches are heavier, more damaging. The smaller man is fighting with heart, but the bigger man is controlling the pace. Round 11 could decide everything. Inoue goes all in. Knowing he may need something big on the scorecards, he unleashes a rapid-fire combination. Jab, cross, hook, but Canelo slips just enough and fires back with a devastating counter right. Inoue stumbles. The crowd rises to its feet. The final round is pure heart. Inoue refuses to quit. He fights with pride, speed, and courage. Canelo, sensing victory, doesn't rush recklessly. He stays disciplined. Both men trade in the center of the ring as the final. What happens when unstoppable power meets untouchable precision? Canelo Alvarez versus Naoya Inoue isn't just a fantasy fight. It's a collision between two pound-for-pound kings from different worlds. Canelo, the master of pressure and counterpunching dominance, stepping in against Inoue, the monster whose speed and timing destroy everything in front of him. Size versus speed, power versus precision, experience versus hunger. This isn't about weight classes. This is about legacy. In the end, a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Naoya Inoue would be more than a spectacle. It would be a test of boxing's oldest debate. Does size truly matter when skill is elite on both sides? Canelo brings championship experience and physical strength, while Inoue carries momentum, confidence, and fearless aggression. Fans around the world would be divided, and every round would feel like a tactical war. So what do you think? Does Canelo's power decide the fight, or can the monster shock the world? Drop your prediction. Of course, a real fight between Canelo Alvarez and Naoya Inoue would require an impossible jump in weight classes, but that doesn't stop fans from imagining the outcome. Would Canelo's strength, durability, and championship experience prove too much for the monster? Or could Inoue's speed, timing, and fearless aggression create one of the greatest upsets in boxing history? That debate is exactly why boxing fans love dream fights like this. Now it's your turn. Who do you think would win this battle of champions? Share your prediction in the comments and stay tuned for more boxing breakdowns.